Bran Acton and Jan Koum, the two incredible people who actually introduced us to this phenomenal thing called WhatsApp. But we fools are so busy using it to connect with people miles away that we have forgotten to use our brains to connect with people surrounding us. It is hilarious to know that you manage to connect with random people and chat all sorts of bullshit with random girls. But when they are right in front of you, you start fumbling. It is strange to know that you get dozens of WhatsApp messages every day, but there is only one person in the world who actually calls and cares: your mom. It is astounding to know that over 60 billion WhatsApp messages are sent across the world every day, but still 20% of the world's population is suffering from loneliness. WhatsApp has actually bridged the gap between the hearts of two people miles apart to share their emotions and feelings, but we have employed it to radiate our fake emotions. Well, the use of WhatsApp is in chaos, but it has got an amazing history. Jan Koum, the co-founder of WhatsApp, was born in Ukraine. His life was a havoc. It was filled with hardships and pain as his family struggled hard to make the ends meet. He lived on food stamps as a teenager and his house didn't even have electricity. In fact, they didn't even use phones as they were often tapped by the government. However, Jan and his mother moved to Mountain View, California when he was 16 years old. He used to do menial jobs like cleaning and mopping the floor at a grocery store while his mother took up a babysitting job. His life took a tragic turn when his mother was diagnosed with cancer. But life's adversities only made Jan Koum stronger and resilient. By 18, he learned computer programming all by himself with the help of manuals from a used bookstore. Later, Jan got a job at Yahoo as an infrastructure engineer. It was here he met another incredible person, Bran Acton, who was a computer science graduate from Stanford University. Bran was the 44th employee at Yahoo. Both Bran and Koum worked together for a couple of years at Yahoo, and then in 2007 they decided to quit their job and they started traveling South America. Now here is the interesting part of the story. Both Bran and Koum had applied for a job at Facebook, but they were rejected. Bran Acton had also applied for a job at Twitter, but even there he was turned down. Despite of having years of experience as a software engineer, Bran Acton was one whom no one wanted to hire. He had worked in giant tech companies like Apple and Yahoo, yet he was turned down by two major companies, Facebook and Twitter. Incidentally, in 2009, Jan Koum bought an iPhone. He figured out that apps would be the next big thing the world needs. He got a stupendous idea of creating an instant messaging service that would work wonders across the globe if it had mobile users as base. The idea was to get people across the world to network on a single platform effortlessly. It took months of back-breaking work and testing to get the code in place. There were several trying times when things would not fall in place. At some point, Koum had even thought of giving up on the idea, but it was Bran Acton who convinced him to stick on for a few more months. Koum then released WhatsApp 2.0 with a messaging component, and the active users went up to 250,000. By 2011, WhatsApp was one among the top 20 apps in the US App Store. The amazing part is that in 2014, Facebook, which rejected Jan Koum and Bran Acton, bought WhatsApp for $19 billion. Currently, WhatsApp has got 1.2 billion monthly active users. When Bran Acton was rejected by Facebook and Twitter, he responded to his rejections with humor. When he was rejected by Facebook, he tweeted, "Facebook turned me down. It was a great opportunity to connect with some fantastic people. Looking forward to life's next adventure." When he was turned down by Twitter, he tweeted, "Got denied by Twitter. That's okay. Would have been a long commute." How amazing our life would and will be if we respond to all our rejections and failure with humor and try getting over it instead of carrying it with us for life. Just imagine, without WhatsApp, How hard it would have been for us to chat all sorts of bullshit with random girls. How hard it would have been for us to wish on someone's success when we actually don't mean it. How hard it would have been for us to express our fake emotions, and how hard it would have been for us to bother about what's going on in others' life. Adventure. The word itself is so amazing that the minute you hear it, you imagine mountaineering, river rafting, skydiving. While in India, graduating from an engineering or medical college is no less than an adventure. But there is a man on this planet whose name has become synonymous to adventure. He is popularly known for his own show Man vs. Wild. Exactly, Bear Grylls. His real name is Edward Michael Grylls. It was his elder sister who actually gave him the nickname Bear when he was a week old. Grylls was highly fascinated with adventurous sports like mountaineering, sailing and skydiving ever since he was a child. Once his father showed him the picture of Mount Everest and it caught his attention so very well that he dreamed of climbing and conquering Mount Everest. From an early age, he learned to sail and climb with his father. Grylls briefly considered joining the Indian Army and hiked in the Himalayan mountains in Sikkim and West Bengal. Eventually, he served in the British Army with 21 SAS Regiment. It was here that something terrible happened to him and his life took a new direction of which he never imagined. He suffered a free-fall parachuting accident in Zambia. His parachute ripped off 16,000 feet, which caused him to fall and land on his back and crushed his 3 vertebrae. His surgeon was afraid that Grylls would be paralyzed for life, and it was even questionable whether he would ever walk again. This accident shattered his military life. But Grylls was not deterred. He worked hard every single day to overcome his psychological hindrance, and soon, in a couple of months, he proved that strong grit and great determination can do miracles. Even after breaking his 3 vertebrae, on 16th May 1998, that is exactly after 18 months of accident, Grylls achieved his childhood dream. He climbed Mount Everest. And at the age of 23, he was one among the youngest people in the world to have achieved this feat. Not only this is astounding. Prior to this, when he was training for Mount Everest, he also set a world record by climbing Amadublam, a peak described by Sir Edmund Hillary as unclimbable. Apart from climbing, he has also tried many adventurous things. He made his way across the Atlantic Ocean in an open-air boat. He has hosted 11 successful television shows, authored several books, and even accomplished dozens of personal goals like hiking Mount Everest. He was also engaged in wrestling an alligator. He also holds a world record for highest open-air formal dinner party in a hot air balloon at the height of 7,600 meters. Who would have ever imagined that doing all sorts of adventurous sports would earn him stupendous fame and fortune? The only truth people fail to realize is that we focus on what we want to be rather than who we want to be. We are highly influenced by this tunnel-minded society of ours, which focuses more on settling down in life. Believe me or not, you only need to invest in your passion and money will chase you in ways you can never imagine. There are thousands of real-life exciting stories like these which I'm going to tell you in my next videos. Compliments, suggestions and criticism are always welcomed in the comment box. Please subscribe, stay focused, keep smiling.